What's up everybody, this is Danny, and today I'm going to be going over my experience with the smaller iPad Pro 9.7 inch. I've been using this for well over a month, so I want to go over the new features that I think are important, compare it to its massive bigger brother, the iPad Pro 12.9 inch, and answer the question that is asked the most. Is this the best iPad or tablet on the market, and should you spend your money on it? The iPad Pro 12.9 inch is just huge, and some people either love this giant size or found it just way too big for portability and went with something more functional like the 12-inch MacBook. If you look at this iPad quickly, you might think this is the older iPad Air 2. I guess Apple is continuing that trend, if it ain't broke then don't fix it model, well into 2016, and the reality is they kept the same design, added a few new features, and slapped the Pro moniker on it. I guess I can end it here. The most noticeable is the new rose gold color option. I personally still think that the pink color is ugly on all of their devices, but to each his own. And this is the one that you want to get if you want to let all those people know in the coffee shop that you have the new iPad Pro. I don't care because I'm going to slap a D-brand skin on it anyways, like I did with the larger iPad, and my favorites are the all black stealth look, which I don't know why Apple doesn't make this color anyway to begin with, or the new bamboo series. You could even use this as a cutting board if you want, only possible through D-brand. The best feature that I enjoy the most are the quad speakers brought over from the larger 12.9 inch model, and they sound great. Now they don't sound as good or as loud as the 12.9 inch due to the size and form factor restrictions, but the sound is better than most tablets in this class, and it's very important for media consumption since if you block the two speakers at the bottom while you're holding it, you have two more that aren't covered. The display is the same resolution at 2048 by 1536, but there's a cool new trick to this display. Apple calls it True Tone, and basically there are sensors that detect the ambient light in the room and adjust the temperature of the display to match your environment. At first, I really thought this was going to be a gimmick, but it actually works. It warms up the display, and I think it subtly makes the content nicer to watch. This is not a huge change or a huge noticeable thing, but I personally love it. I hope this makes it to other Apple products in the future, but if you're doing photography and video where color accuracy really matters, you can just turn this feature off. Surprisingly, the 9.7 inch gets a flagship camera upgrade, for you'll find the same 5 megapixel front-facing camera from the 6S and 6 Plus, and on the back you will find the new 12 megapixel camera sensor that you find in the iPhone 6S Plus. If you really want to be that person that takes pictures and videos on your new iPad, you won't be disappointed because the imaging is beautiful. You can also shoot up to 4K video, and you can expect the same level of imaging that you will get on their flagship iPhones. While I welcome the good imaging, you get this giant camera bump on the back. And while it's for sure ugly, thank goodness that it does not affect the on-table usage and it does not rock back and forth while you're using it. It feels solid. Since this is a Pro iPad, you get the support for the Apple Pencil, which is expensive but great, and it works fantastic on here as well. Drawing is easy and accurate. I had no problem sketching on this iPad. It works just like it does on the 12.9 inch version. Are these features really enough to call it a Pro device though? Well, I guess it depends on what you define as Pro, because to me this is just an upgraded iPad. You can get the optional keyboard attachment to make it more like a laptop so you can type up documents and papers, but the smaller form factor actually makes the keyboard even more cramped and it's pretty uncomfortable. You do get used to it over time, but people with big hands will not be happy with this. I think the keyboard attachment is overpriced and the ergonomics of this accessory is just not polished. While I do give it points for being super thin, the keyboard travel isn't great, no shortcut buttons, no backlight. It's just a waste of money in my opinion. I still like the Logitech Create keyboard better, and I can't wait to get that one. After using this iPad for a while, I do feel that the 9.7 inch form factor is just much more manageable in size, and it's much easier to hold, even when you're consuming media. It's a lot lighter than the bigger iPad Pro. This one comes in less than 1 pound, and it feels significantly different in the hand. The big plus here is the 9.7 almost has all of the same features plus the better cameras. Now the one place where the 12.9 inch wins is that the A9X processor is clocked slightly higher, and you do get 4 gigabytes of RAM, where the new 9.7 inch is limited to 2 gigabytes of RAM. Using it, I don't see a huge decrease in performance in everyday use, though if you're worried about not having 4 gigabytes of RAM on this model, I wouldn't be. The performance is almost as snappy, but I would have liked to see more RAM on this model. Gaming is fluid on here with smooth frame rates, and even though 3D Touch would have been nice on the display for some of these compatible games on the 9.7, it does a great job. All of the other features like the older generation Touch ID sensor work well, and iOS is, well, iOS. Not much new on this front, but software features like the split screen multitasking work flawlessly on here, but I'm still ready for a more tablet-centric iOS version. While the ecosystem is undeniable and still the best in the business, I would just like to see more differentiation between the iPad and the iPhone. In my time with it so far, I found that I use this iPad more than any other iPad I've ever owned, and that is a strong statement because I'm not a huge fan of tablets, but this iPad checks off all of the important things that need to be right to make the perfect tablet. It has a beautiful Retina display with ambient color adjusting, it has great quad speakers to make catching up on your favorite videos or movies enjoyable, fast performance with great battery life, tons of app support, an abundance of accessories, and it's nice and compact so you can take it anywhere with you. Shoot, I mean, you even get a pair of top-of-the-line cameras here, something we haven't seen on any other iPad. So is this really a pro iPad? I don't think so. This could easily been the iPad Air 3. They did give it a $100 price bump, which I think is worth it for the extra features and upgrades, but I think that they should have given it more storage in the base model. If you're looking for an iPad and budget is not an issue, then I think this is the best they have to offer at this time. I know this will be replacing my 12.9 for sure, and for anyone who thought the iPad Pro 12.9 was too big but loved all of the features of it but wanted a smaller form factor, here it is. I personally think this is the best tablet on the market right now. I love it overall. So what do you guys think? Is this the best iPad ever made, and is this just the best tablet available right now? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure there's going to be some agreeants and some disagreeants. I'm definitely sure of that. And if you enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I will see you guys in the next video.